It's 97-82 Indiana. Smush Parker activated today when Carlos Delfino were on the injured list with a knee bruise. Ben to the rack, lays it up, no, but we do have the whistle and a foul. Ben just went after our test.
Oh, that's not
we got trouble right here in the Motor City. We got big trouble here in the Motor City.
That's not good for Ben. And Derek.
This time, Atlanta Hawks owner Bruce Levinson expressed concerns about ticket sales in a 2012 email to his co-owner and general manager. He wrote, "My theory is that the black crowd scared away the whites, and there are simply not enough affluent black fans to build a significant season ticket base." He goes on to point out what should change, saying, "I want some white cheerleaders, and while I don't care what the color of the artist is, I want the music to be music familiar to a 40-year-old white guy." He even writes, "The kiss cam is too black."
How did you start getting involved with the mob?
I had been betting on NBA games with a close friend of mine, and he was passing along the information to somebody that was associated in the mob. And when I was at a hotel in Philadelphia, they came down and picked me up.
They picked you up?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened then?
They basically told me that I didn't want to be exposed for what I was doing. They were well aware of what I was doing and who I was giving the picks to, because the information was being passed along to them, and that I needed to give them the picks, and if I didn't, that it's a possibility that somebody would go down and visit my wife and kids in Florida.
Were you scared?
Sure.
You were being blackmailed?
Yes.
My gut tells me what my eyes told me. I was there at courtside, Game 6, 2002. It was unbelievable. It was the worst officiated game in my sports writing career.
We both covered that infamous Game 6, Sacramento, LA, in 2002.
I believed that night when I covered that game here in Los Angeles that it was an abomination, that it was an embarrassment to the league, that it was the worst officiated contest in professional basketball I'd ever seen, and I wrote that in the Washington Post.
Tonight, a former NBA referee says the playoff series between the Kings and Lakers in 2002 was fixed.
And all of us thought that there was just something drastically wrong because the Los Angeles Lakers had 27 free throws in the fourth quarter.
I sit here in front of you guys. Furious at myself. Disgusted at myself for making a mistake of adultery. I love my wife with all my heart. She's my backbone. You're a blessing.
Why are there rumors, unsubstantiated, quite unsubstantiated, that still exist out there that relate your departure to gambling? Oh, it was a secret suspension. Why is that out there? Does it bother you? And is it true? Anything true about it?
No, it doesn't bother me, and no, it's not true. Reason being is what we spoke about earlier, is I have a freedom to make a choice. And no one seems to understand that I can walk away from the game and not worry about, the lot of things that happen, you know, the traveling, you know, the stardom, the respects, the money, you know, those are all monetary things that doesn't mean much to me anyway. I play the game because I love the game. If I don't have a purpose, I walk away from the game.
Now you say you wrote it kind of like we would know this, but blew my mind. Michael Jordan was poisoned for the flu game?
Yes, 100% poisoned for the flu. Everyone called it a flu game, but we sat there and we were in the room. We were in Park City, Utah, up in a hotel. Room service stopped like at 9 o'clock, and he got hungry, and we really couldn't find any other place to eat, so we ordered he said, hey, the only thing I could find is a pizza place. So he said, all right, order pizza. We had been there for a while, so everybody knew what hotel. I mean, Park City, there's not many hotels back then, right. So everybody kind of knew where we were staying. So we ordered pizza. They come to deliver it. 5 guys come to deliver this pizza, and I take the pizza, and I tell them, I said, I got a bad feeling about this.
You told him?
I said, I just got a bad feeling about this.
No.
You know, he just, out of everybody in the room, he was the only one that ate. Nobody else had, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, we get a call to my room, come to the room, he's curled up in a fetal position. We're looking at him, we're finding the team physician at that time, and immediately, I said, it's food poisoning, guaranteed, and not the flu.
Steven Jackson with a pair of free throws. It's 97-82 Indiana. Smush Parker activated today when Carlos Delfino went on the injured list with a knee bruise. Ben to the rack, lays it up, no, but we do have a whistle and a foul. Ben just went after our test.
Oh, that's not
we got trouble right here in the Motor City. We got big trouble here in the Motor City.
That's not good for Ben. And Derek Coleman had left the bench. That's going to be a suspension. I don't understand. I never saw what set it off, but that's going to cost Ben some money and maybe something else. There goes Ben Wallace again.
There goes Artest up into the crowd. He's absolutely out of his mind. And Steven Jackson slugging people in the crowd here.
The whole Indiana team is in the crowd.
And now the Pistons are coming over.
This is not good for the NBA or for Detroit.
Will now be turned to further mix the envelopes, and then I will conduct the drawing.
That is Jack Joyce. He's the head of security for the NBA, spinning the drum. About 6 turns, I think.
The team whose logo is in this envelope will have the first pick in the NBA draft.
Dave DeBuscher.
The second pick in the 1985 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers.
The horseshoe works.
Entering the court for pregame warm-ups.
Pre-game, and from the LA Clippers, practice jerseys inside out, hiding the team logo, then tossed on the ground. A protest against team owner Donald Sterling. Fans echoed their disgust. Sterling's under fire for taped comments said to be of him telling his girlfriend to not bring black people to his games and to not post photos of herself with black people on social media.
Yeah, it bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people. You don't have to. You could sleep with them, you could bring them in, you could do whatever you want. The little I ask you is not to promote it on that and not to bring them to my games.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.